Out here, it's just you, the water, and the stories that float between each cast. In a world that won't stop talking, this is where we finally listen. So grab your rod, pull up a chair, and join me as we fish, chat, and drift into something a lot deeper. It was supposed to be a peaceful morning on the water. The birds were chirping, the lake was calm, and I was feeling like the ultimate angler, until I managed to hook myself in the lip. 1 second I was casting like a pro, the next I looked like a worm auctioning for the hook. Panic set in, followed by denial, then acceptance. Like the 5 stages of grief, but with more blood and awkward selfies. I spent the next 10 minutes trying to unhook my face while a duck stared at me like I was ruining the whole vibe. Needless to say, I caught nothing that day except a newfound respect for professional fishers and tetanus shots. We were out on the river, calm as ever, just me and Dad. The two masters of absolutely average fishing. He'd cast out near a rocky patch claiming that's where the big ones hide. What he didn't mention is it's also where sinkers go to die. His line got snagged tighter than a conspiracy theory subreddit after a minute of Dad yanking on the rod like he was trying to rip out Excalibur. The sinker finally gave way. With the grace of a medieval catapult, that lead missile flew back at light speed and smacked him right in the chin. I swear that echo bounced off the hills. He staggered back like a confused boxer, rod in one hand, pride in the other, while I tried not to laugh myself into the river. Told you the big ones fight dirty, he muttered, rubbing his chin. WEBFISHER is a multiplayer chat room focused fishing game where you can play as an animal who can fish for, well, fish. Unlike games where the lore is solely developer driven, WEBFISHER allows players to contribute to the game's world, adding their own stories and interpretations. Players often report encountering mysterious figures like Grincher, a hacker-like entity who can join private lobbies and potentially disrupt gameplay. Some players also speak of other cryptids and strange occurrences within the game's world. WEBFISHER encourages players to create their own characters and stories within the game's framework. This can lead to unique role-playing experiences and the development of player-created lore. Players have uncovered in-game history through digging up fragments, uncovering clues about the island's past. There are also secrets like unlocking the spectral rod by collecting spectral bones and money. Now, my experience with WEBFISHER is a kind of nostalgic, cozy feel. It brings back a RuneScape type feel where you can sit down and play for hours when it only felt like a minute. I haven't been playing WEBFISHER for long, but in that time that I have played, I feel a calm, cozy vibe. Just being able to chat to others without toxicity is such a great way to play a game. Within the game, a meteor comes down and crashes into a part of the map where players have to race to get to it first. Whoever does get to it has a guaranteed catch of a weird looking species of fish. That fish is called the unidentified fish object. It has the body of a fish and the head of a dog. I have had the opportunity of catching this fish a total of 3 times. There are a variety of fish to catch within the game, however, there are only 2 types of fish, saltwater and freshwater, with the exception of alien fish. Quality, not to be confused with tier, is an attribute assigned to creatures and objects fished up by the player. Quality is determined by the bait the player uses and influences the sale price of objects. Only one fishable item does not have randomized quality, the treasure chest, which always has a quality of normal. There are 6 qualities of fish: normal, shining, glistening, opulent, radiant, and alpha. The quality of the fish can be determined by the number of stats displayed while reeling, and by the message displayed after catching the fish. The likelihood of catching each quality fish depends on the bait the player uses. Now, there are 2 fish that you can catch, which are by far the rarest. One being the golden bass, which lives within the fresh water, and 2 being the manta ray that lives within the salt water. I swear I have a curse when I go fishing alone. They say fishing is all about patience, but if that's true, then I should have been a monk by now. Every time I go fishing by myself, it's like the ocean takes one look at me and says, "Not today, champ." No bites, no nibbles, just the sound of lapping waves and the occasional caw from above. And speaking of above, that's where my catches usually come from. I don't know how, but I've managed to hook 3 seagulls, not on purpose obviously. It's like they wait until the bait's midair and dive bomb it like they're auditioning for some bird of prey action movie. Each time it happens, my heart drops. I reel them in gently, panicked, whispering apologies like I've just run over someone's mailbox. Every single time I check their wings, feet, make sure they're okay before letting them go. And luckily they always fly off like nothing happened, but the squawking, that haunts me. Now here's where it gets weird. Whenever I fish with my dad, we absolutely clean up. I'm taking bream, flathead, snapper, you name it, it's on the line. It's like he carries some invisible charm. Or maybe the fish are just scared of disappointing a dad. We don't even talk that much, just sit in silence watching the rod tips bounce, sharing that quiet satisfaction only a good day of fishing brings. But there's always this unspoken truth between us. When dad's around, the ocean listens. When I'm alone, the birds suffer. At this point I've accepted it. Fishing solo, prepare for airborne bycatch. Fishing with dad, dinner's sorted. Maybe the ocean's just got favourites. The ocean's always felt like home. Some families had backyard cricket or weekend movies. For us, it was the sand between our toes, wetsuits clinging to our skin, and the sound of waves rolling in like a steady heartbeat. My dad made sure of it. From as early as I can remember, he had us near the water, teaching us how to read the swell, respect the current, and most importantly, love the ocean like it was a part of us. My sister and I took to surfing young. We were more foam board flailers than wave rides at first, but we didn't care. We weren't out there to win trophies. We just wanted to be a part of the sea. Most days we'd paddle out past our comfort zones, cheering each other on whenever one of us actually stood up, even if it was for half a second before nosediving into a mouthful of salt water. We weren't naturals. Our pop-ups were slow, our balance was sketchy, and we looked like inflatable carp dealership dancers half the time, but we stood up on our own, and when we did, it felt like flying. Dad would watch us from the beach, sometimes smiling in that proud but trying not to show it way dads do. Other times he'd paddle out with us, effortlessly carving waves like the ocean had taught him everything he needed to know. We've all grown up a bit since those first clumsy days. The boards are smaller now, the wipeouts are fewer, and our turns are a little sharper. But that feeling never changed, that deep-rooted pull to the water, the way the ocean can wash off the height of the world. It's not just a place we visit, it's part of who we are. We've always loved the ocean, and in return, it's given us some of the best memories of our lives. Sometimes I wish I could go back, not to a specific moment, but to a feeling. Back when the world felt wide open, like the sky stretched forever and the days had no real end, when time was something I didn't notice, and the only thing on my mind was whether I should keep climbing that tree or race my sister to the edge of the sand dunes. I miss how free I was back then. No stress about money or time or who I'm supposed to be, just sunburnt cheeks, scratched up knees, and a heart that didn't learn the weight of the world yet. I remember riding my bike with no hands, I convinced I was invincible. I chased the wind like it was something I could catch, and in a way I think I did. Because for a little while, nothing else mattered. Right now, my fishing rod's gathering dust in the corner of the garage. My surfboard's leaning up against the wall like it's waiting for me to come back. And I want to, I really do. But these days, time just slips through my fingers. I'm in the middle of an apprenticeship, early mornings, long days, and a brain that barely has any energy left. It's work that builds something real, something I'm proud of, but it leaves little room for things that used to make me feel free. Fishing used to be my reset button, a way to breathe, to slow down, just me, the water, and the hope that something might bite. Surfing was the same, no thoughts, just movement, salt and flow. Now I check the forecast and see perfect swell, but I'm already booked out by work, by exhaustion, by responsibility. It's not that I've lost the love, I just have no time left, and that's what stings a little. But I know this is just a chapter. I'm working hard now, so that's one day. But I'll have the weekends again, and early mornings won't mean just toolboxes and deadlines. And until that time comes, I'll keep moving forward day by day, tide by tide, because even when I'm not out there, the ocean is breathing, waiting. The fish still swim beneath the surface, the waves still curl and crash like they always have. It's a quite kind of comfort knowing that sea doesn't forget you. So when life slows down, when the early mornings are mine again, I'll cast my line, wax my board and return to the water like I never left. The ocean will welcome me back, like it always does, calm, steady, full of life. Thanks for listening.